Hello traders, and welcome back to another weekly market review. Like every week, this is where we go through, current trades, what's happening next week, what has happened, what kind of trades the TP. This week is going to be really interesting. We've got elections coming up. There's going to be more volatility in the market this week. How does it affect us? So first, because we're taking swing trades, a lot of the news, a lot of the things that are happening in the world is already going to be priced into kind of the trends. What news does basically for us, price action traders, is it pushes trades either into TPs or stop loss quicker. That's all it does. It escalates or trades. So for strategy on trades, really nothing will change this week. Pretty status quo. Just keep putting on trades. Nothing really will kind of change things for us. If you're, day trading, intraday, the low time frames, that's where you want to be a little more careful because there's going to be some volatility. There could be some, random spikes in the market that you might not be used to. So for swing trades, strategy mode, no issues there. Just keep going. Intraday, X mode, if you're trading low time frames, that's where you want to be a little more careful. Now let's move into the weekly market review. The first trade we have here up is Euro CHF. This trade hit TP3 on Friday, which is awesome. Really not much going on here right now. If you're new, you can still set up your entry here. We could of course still see price coming back up, form a double top, and then go back into our next TPs. That's always an option. We don't know what's going to happen this week in the market. Just set up your orders. Of course, don't overexpose yourself on the euro because we might see some more volatility on the euro as well. We do have quite a few euro trades available, so don't make sure you don't overexpose yourself on those. That's Euro CHF. Pretty status quo here. We already went over this guy a couple times, so we're going to move on to AUD JPY. AUD JPY also hit TP3. We can see some rejection here on this level. Hopefully what we're going to see is price come back up again, form something like a double top, and of course we can continue down. If we see another break in the market, let's say we see a break of the support, this might give us another trading opportunity here once the support breaks. Very similar to what we're seeing on Euro USD right now. We'll go over that trade in a second, but this is kind of what we have right now. AUD hit TP, hit TP3. You should have had maybe two or three entry opportunities if you're looking at this on a daily chart. Of course, there could have been more opportunity as well, but that's kind of the average on this trade. So most of you should be in these trades if you've been with us for a couple of weeks. If you're watching this the first time, it's going to look like a lot of these trades hit TP2, hit TP1, hit TP3. What you have to realize is that we're entering with limit orders. So in order for us to take a sell order, price always needs to go up, and then we can take a sell. If we're looking to buy something, the opposite needs to happen. So if we're buying something with a buy limit order, price always needs to be above our entry. Price has to come down, bounce off our entry, and then we can take it. So don't be confused when you see price sitting at TP1, TP2. If you see a trade, set it up and just let it run. We can have, sometimes trade can be repeated a couple times. Of course, the more it's repeated, the lower the probability will be. But if it's just hit the entry once, if it's played at once, that's totally fine. You can take that again. Next up, we got AUD NZD, which I don't think we've been triggered in yet, or at least most people haven't been triggered on this one. So what we're waiting here on is price to go up into our entries and then come down. This is the prime example of what I was talking before. This trade, looks like it played out. It hit our TP1 and TP3. Or TP2, TP1, TP2, and TP3. But in reality, this hasn't played out yet, at least for me. Maybe some of you got entry, but I didn't get the retest on this. So this is going to be my first time going in. It looks like it hit TP, but it really didn't. So make sure you set these up, even though it looks like it hit TP points. Our style of trading is a lot different than what you'll see in traditional courses. And that really what makes us a better trading system is because the way we enter is we let the market come to us. We don't rush into trades. If you've signed up for signal providers, you'll see, when they send out a signal, they say you enter now, right now, and you might see the notification, 10 minutes late. So it's going to be very hard to be profitable with a signal provider. BFT, we're not signal providers. We're a company that creates really good trading technology, and we educate people on how to trade the market. The strategy mode, is the perfect way to learn how to do this because we give you trades, you can look at it, you can analyze them, see what happened. Why did this trade happen? Turn on X mode. Why did this trade show up on strategy mode? Because X mode is the underlying engine behind strategy mode. So if you can figure that out, you can later on go into low time frames and take these trades yourself. You know, strategy mode is just your stepping stone into becoming a profitable and consistent trader, but it doesn't stop there. So make sure to keep going. Quick rant there. Let's keep moving to Euro Yen. So Euro Yen, just like the other trades, we also hit TP1, TP2, TP3. Really good trade here. Same thing again. With, you know, if price keeps falling, you know, we're going to see another trade come up. Maybe not in this pair, but on other pairs. You know, it kind of depends on what we can get X mode to show us. So this trade, you know, the entry is all the way up here. If price breaks further, we might see it come up here. You know, again, I don't know how or when that's going to be, but that's always the possibility. But you know, by all means, set this trade up. Maybe the price will come back. We never know. Now this is Euro USD. It's a fresh trade. Hasn't been triggered. It's a new trade. I do like this. This looks like a good trade. I'm excited to see how this one plays out. So we really broke this structure here. We're looking for price to come back, retest that level, and then come back into TP1, TP2, and then or TP3 down here. Now you might see this TP moving up a little more when the algo recalculates. Usually that happens when, you know, we get a break of support, or the next day when the algo recalculates. You can keep this as your TP3. So if you set this up, you don't need to change it. You'll see most likely it'll recalculate, but that's, you know, it doesn't give you the reason to change the trade. Once you're in the trade, you keep it the way it is and you don't change it. If the algo recalculates, there's nothing you do. You just keep it the same. So yeah, this is the brand new trade. It's fresh, it's new, it looks good. Let's set this. GJ, GBP, GBY, same thing. This trade hit TP1, TP2, TP3. We had so many TPs the last few weeks. I hope you guys set these up because you know, this could easily be, you know, 10 to 20% on your account if you hit TPs on your trades. So make sure to set these up. Make sure you don't overexpose, so don't set up all the trades. You wanna be smart. You know, use some common sense. Just because we had a good week doesn't mean next week will be the same. You know, it's a game of probability. We set them up, we leave them, we know we have an edge, we play the edge, and then that's it. Next up, we got Euro GBP, which is also, I believe, a fresh trade. Looks like we broke some support here, which is looking good. You might get to the entry on this, you know, within the next day. You can see we had the break here. Now we're coming back for the retest, and then from here we're going to go into TP1, TP2, and hopefully TP3. So that's on Euro GBP. My opinion, looks like a fine trade. We had a really, you know, good hit on this resistance here. Price was kind of struggling, but now it looks like it's breaking that support level. So this is a fresh trade. You guys can set it up, and yeah, let's see how it goes. Next up, we got Euro CAD. This has been a repeated trade. So this one has been repeated a couple times. You can see it's starting to consolidate a little bit. So you can see, you know, it's kind of been in this range here. So you can see it's playing kind of this channel. So, you know, it is consolidating. It's been repeated a couple times. You know, you can still set it up if you want. I personally, I don't have this set up just because I already took this trade multiple times. So there's no need for me to take it again. And if it wouldn't be consolidating like this, maybe I would set it up again. What I'll do instead is I'm going to set up Euro USD instead, because it's a new trade, it's fresh, and UGBP is also fresh. So I'd rather set up those because they're not consolidating right now, just by the way it looks, and they're more fresh. So I'm going to set this up. This one still looks good. High chance you can still hit TP. Next up, we got gold. Gold gave us a new trade here on this resistance. You know, looks like we're creating some bearish structure. So we can see this is on top on the extension one here, and we broke this support, and you can see we've been rejecting that support. So, you know, really the goal with this trade is to go up here into a resistance, create almost like a triple top, from here go down. It's not a long trade, so, you know, TP1, TP3, it's quite close. But we can see it's quite bearish at this point. We can clearly see lower highs and lower lows. So you can see, you know, this low broke a previous low. So we could expect a new low here. Our goal here is to get an entry. That would be the best entry here on this trade, and hopefully we can get into our TPs here. Now let's move into stocks. We got a couple of stock plays here, not too much this week. Maybe we're gonna have some new opportunities next week. Interesting enough, we actually have a short opportunity on Apple. Looks like it formed a lower high over here. So this here was a top, it formed a lower high here. So it's quite interesting to see this, in my opinion. I don't know if, you know, again, you know, you want to be a little more careful on shorting stocks, especially the big companies like Apple. You know, they can have some squeezes here and there. So, you know, if you already have a pretty good portfolio with your shorts on stocks right now, don't overexpose yourself on the shorts. You want to make sure you have a nice balance. And I say this in every video, but I want to make sure you guys don't do stupid things. So make sure you don't short too many stocks. Make sure you don't trade the kind of the same industries on, let's say you have 6 strategy mode trades. Make sure they're not all in the same industry and they're not all shorts. You want to diversify a little bit more in stocks, and given that you have a much larger basket to choose from, you can do that. And they're not all just one company, one currency, right? With currencies, if you have a euro and then all those cross pairs, they're all going to be trading very similar. Of course, the stocks, when something happens, they're all going to move kind of the same way. But stocks is more news based. So if you have something happening to one specific company that's news based, it's not going to affect the other company. It's only going to affect that one company. If something happening to a country like in Europe, it's going to affect all the crosses, all the currency crosses with that have euro. So in stocks, you can diversify a little more, which is awesome. So what I want to say to keep this short is don't have too many shorts open, because shorting stocks generally is more risky than buying. But yeah, this is Apple. Looks like we have a new lower high here. Looks like we want to go bearish on this company. And yeah, let's see how it goes. Next up, we got DIS, Walt Disney, which is, we also have the short. Looks like we're actually forming a head and shoulders pattern here. So we've got left shoulder, got our head here and the right shoulder. So if this thing breaks, like if this support breaks, we'll easily hit this support down here, which would be a good trade. I mean, it makes sense, right? We're going into winter, things are getting colder, things are locking back up. I don't think people are going to be visiting Walt Disney right now. So, I don't know what their online sales are doing, but in terms of the theme park, might be looking at some shorts. And given kind of the scenario right now, I think it makes sense. Yeah, so this looks like a decent short. Let's move on to the last one. So last one on the list, we got Netflix, which we have shorted before a couple of weeks ago. If you look back into other videos, we've already shorted this once. So this is another short on Netflix. We'll see how this goes. Looks like we're about to hit TP1 on this. This trade actually popped up just about around the close last week. So if you saw this before I did, you probably already got the entry. I didn't see this yet, but yeah, so I don't have an entry on this. But if you did, you might hit TP1 next week, unless it gaps up. It opens and gaps up, or opens and just gaps down. But yeah, this is looks like a good short on Netflix. It's been consolidating a little bit, so we'll see how it goes. And again, you don't want to open too many shorts. So if you have a couple of shorts open already, maybe skip this one. I would say between Apple and Disney and Netflix, I think the better ones here are Apple and Disney. Netflix short, I don't like too much. I like the other two more. So yeah, again, choose wisely. All right, guys, that's pretty much it for today's video. If you guys have any questions, make sure to drop them in the comments down below. If you are not on a global chat yet, make sure to join our global chat. That's kind of the group where people, communicate, ask questions, get feedback on the trades. What I'd love to hear from you guys is how you were doing these past. Are you profitable? Are you consistent? How are your trades looking? Put those into the comments. And also we did some updates on the handbook. So if you haven't downloaded the handbook yet, make sure to download that as well. The link is in the global chat. So just type in handbook and then Grace will send you the link to that as well. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.